Hi, collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back in. Welcome to Shadow Work Part 3. This is going to be our Path of the Shadows messages for the collectives. This is a general message regarding the shadow aspect that the collective is dealing with in the general energy. As I was getting ready for the message, it seems like there is a duality that is happening right now in the collective. There are people who are realizing that their heart is not as light as a feather. And when we talk about Anubis and Mayat being truth and justice, when you meet Anubis, your heart is placed on a scale. And if your heart is not lighter than the feather of Mayat, which is truth and justice, well, let's just say you don't end up in the place where you would like in the afterworld. I feel like people are really thinking a lot about their choices, the fact that they may not be on the right side of right, and time being huge in the collective, in the general energy, even in the messages this week that I've posted. Time is of the essence for people to decide which direction they want to go in. So let's see. Welcome back, all of my current subscribers. Thank you guys for all your love and support of the channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you for taking the time and putting in the energy into your own healing in order to put yourself on path, on track, in order for you to find your true purpose so that you can live the life and have the desires of your heart. So the first energy out is the mirror labyrinth. Illusions and reflections. Who are you trying to fool? When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. This is a card that encourages self-reflection. This is a card that is saying to you, collective, even if you choose not to look at who you are, your reflection still remains. Who you are deep down internally is still there. It is not something that can be ignored, no matter how much you may want to or may fear looking at it. So this is going to encourage you to do the introspection, to reflect, to look at who you really are, who have you been, to not only yourself, but to the other people around you in your life. So maybe this is something either you, collective, or somebody in your life is questioning. Yeah, that's the truth. This is my Ace of Swords card in this deck. This is the truth. People are really having to decide and look at themselves, even if they are afraid, to determine who they want to become, what action they're going to take. Are they going to stay the same and stay in the same energy that they have been, knowing they're not going in the right direction? Or are they going to find a level of courage and bravery to decide and be determined to change? This is what this dagger represents, the choice. To take action, be brave, and change, or to stay the same and ignore what's always there. Yes, the ghost. Every time I see this card, it reminds me of the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future, that old school movie. But in that movie, and that may be significant to someone, the ghost came back towards you to show your reflection, who you are in the past, or who you were, who you are right now in the present, and who you will become, or your fate in the future, based on the decisions that you are currently making right now. In the realm of shadows, where memories are host, the echoes of what is gone still haunts me the most. So even if there is some action that you took in the past, it doesn't disappear. It still lingers in your mind. It is still a memory that you have of an action that you took. And if it was a negative one, it still sits in your subconscious. It still weighs on your heart. Wisdom, shadows, and deeper truths. Yes, this is what you need to seek. An understanding of why you choose the actions that you choose, especially if the actions are negative. Most people don't take the time to try to understand the things that they do, the ways of their behavior, because most of the time their choices are based on their emotions, how they feel about something, not understanding even the origin of why they feel the way that they do. So their actions become a consequences of emotions that they don't even understand. Someone needs to slow down and find the wisdom of their shadow. Siren. In Siren energy, someone is obsessed with another person, their beauty, their voice. A Siren energy is like a Queen of Swords energy, a speaker of truth. A siren can be used for good if their beauty and their voice is used to encourage. But a siren is someone who becomes another's obsession based on their beauty, the enchantment of their voice. And it could lead to people making bad decisions, stalking, becoming obsessive, gang stalking, tracking, overstepping people's boundaries. Yes, the gargoyle is here. The gargoyle is the guardian of the spirit realm. It is the barrier between the 3D world and the spirit. It is a reminder of the consequences of your actions, your lust, your sin, your negative action towards another. The gargoyle is meant to ward off evil spirits. No matter how it looks, it is a protector, it is a guardian. And it is protecting somebody from someone doing magic, someone sending negative energy projection towards a possible siren energy obsessively. So, to whoever this person is who is sending this negative energy towards another, as magic unfolds, a risk of highs will arise. Wishes will be granted sometimes, but beware of the design. Understand that whatever you project out, if someone is protected against it, it will come back to you tenfold. So be careful what you wish for others. Yes, starry observatory, a little piece in a cosmic puzzle. Universe only reveals its secret if you dare to dance in the starry dazzle. The universe is always watching. Everything that you do, everything that is an intention of your heart, of your soul, of an energy projection is recorded. Again, going back to the beginning of my message, when you have to face judgment, when you have to face Mayat and Anubis, everything is in your story, in your book of life. So if you have been a ghoul, if you have been someone who has been a taker, in the shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can, not remembering when was the last time that life tasted well. When you are in this energy of being someone bitter, constantly looking to take from other people because you have not been able to have a good life yourself, and that is sometimes by choice. but you project that negative energy onto others. So anyone else around you who seems happy or seems to have a life that you desire, you find a way to try to take that happiness from them. This is the energy that some people live in that has major consequences. Nymph. In this mundane world now I roam, inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? There's a lot of people, again, that are at a crossroads of trying to decide where home lies. Is it in their shadow or is it in their light? But see, a nymph usually takes solace in the forest where there is both light and dark. It's okay to be in balance, but it is when you decide that your shadow side is your dominant side, that's where the scales of justice begin to tip not in a good direction for you. But I feel like a lot of people are, again, starting to question where their heart truly lies. They are starting to see the consequences of living in the dark, and what's happening around them is becoming proof that maybe they are not making good choices, not only for them, but also for their families, for the people that they love. They are realizing that their choices do not just affect them, but it affects others as well. Yeah, cursed castle. Exactly. A tower of shadows, crumbling stones, once a golden cage that now shines no more. This is about creating generational curses with your choices. It doesn't just affect you, the individual, it affects your home bloodline, your family. It becomes a domino effect. And it is that selfish nature that people forget that their choices has consequences for others. Trying to be a people pleaser, trying to go with the crowd, trying to prove that you're something you're not to people who probably don't really matter. I wonder how much of myself I've lost in others. The pieces that remain, no one can notice. Some people live in this people pleasing mode for so long that they don't even know who they are authentically anymore. So they are easily influenced by people around them. They forget what their own purpose is and they just become puppets of others. Guidance, illumination, and hope. But there's always hope. There's always guidance waiting to be of assistance. Again, but you have to ask, once you've made the decision on what side you choose, guidance is there to assist you. But it comes from the intention of your heart. Understand that the scales at the end of the day will always be balanced, no matter what side you choose. The scales are not what's biased. Harpy, a creature of many guises. In storms I soar amid virtues and vices, a reflection of life's score. The harpy can represent a nagging woman, someone that creates chaos. But the harpy also is someone who brings in justice. It picks up people who have done wrong, like a collector of sorts. The pumpkin patch. You will only taste the sour if you don't seek for the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. With this pumpkin patch energy, this is about people who focus more on the negative aspects of their life. And then they wonder why only negative things happen or their life doesn't go in the direction that they want it to go. I want to give you some more details about this because I feel like it's very, very important. This particular quote. So when we talk about, again, the sour, that is the negative aspects of life. That is someone who lives in a pessimistic mindset, constantly expecting the worst to happen, never seeking out the goodness of life, never taking the action to go towards the goodness in life. That is available. This is also a message about being careful about who you share your fruits with, who you decide to share your treasures with. Because some people are only meant to take, but not to help your fruits grow. So you will deal with consequences depending on the people that you connect with, that you go into business with, that you start relationships with. It's very important to understand the intention of those people. And sometimes people wear very, very good masks, and sometimes it's hard to see. And sometimes people come into your life and create haunted houses, haunted walls. Somebody is dealing with this energy right now based on the choices that they made, and they are in deep regret. They are dealing with ghosts, whether this is actual or whether this is mental turmoil. But somebody can't sleep at night based on the choices that they made to be takers of others. They are now reaping the consequences of those actions. Their memories of their actions are coming back. Yes, they're causing endings with this raven energy. This is what they are learning. This is the knowledge that they are understanding now. Yep. This is the energy, the power. And you intuitively know this, collective. If you have been someone who has been a victim of somebody else's actions towards you from their shadow, you intuitively know that people are most likely right now in this present moment dealing with karma, dealing with the consequences of their actions. Yep. And people who owe you an apology, people who know that they did you wrong, they've been procrastinating. Again, time is very significant right now as the clock behind him ticks. The ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. Yes, they are delaying the inevitable. Some people are haunted by their past, their childhood wounds, their childhood traumas. They still remember that moment of abandonment, that moment where they were neglected. This is where their behavior comes from, but there's a fear of diving deeper, looking deeper into it to understand. People who are in this energy of trying to manipulate death, projecting negative energy towards you, they are understanding that they are not ever in control. People need to go deeper in the mystic swamp, deep, dark waters, a reflection you can't see. You won't find yourself if you don't go deep. People are being advised to go deeper, to find a deeper meaning and understanding of their actions, to change course, yes, to transform like the toad, to go through their transformation and find personal growth and let go of the energy that they've been sitting in. This is the advice. And everybody has the key to do this. Everybody has opportunities for growth Everybody has the potential for change if they choose it. Everybody has the insight. But again, it's a choice. Everybody has free will. People can continue to do the things that they see are not working, or they can deal with the consequences of these endings. As life transcends and we all fall into a silent embrace, the old attachments die, finding closure and grace. Collective, you guys are protected. Black cat energy. A lot of the collective, your gifts are enhanced as well. You guys have dealt with the situations that you have found yourself in with so much grace. And this is why you are protected. You are protected from the people around you who live in this duality. They wear a mask around you. They smile in your face all along. They want to take your place, and they're ready to stab you in the back at any moment, at any opportunity. Some people use this mask as protection because they fear being seen for who they truly are. Some people wear masks because they are trying to protect their heart. So the intention matters. But living in your authenticity is always going to be a better choice, collective, for the people around you and for yourself. Yes, because you cannot hide from the Grim Reaper. Your choices. So let's talk about some divine lessons that are going to be important in the collective this coming week. Somebody has a trickster spirit that fell out without me even shuffling. So somebody has an acquaintance that's in a trickster energy that they need to be mindful of, but so does the trickster spirit. What else? Shape-shifting energy, the ever-changing mask. A lot of people with masks on around you. This energy bends and adapts, never staying in one form long enough to be truly known. It can be a survival tool, a deceptive trick, or a spiritual gift used to blend in or to manipulate. You must ask yourself, are you witnessing transformation or being fooled by another illusion? Like I said, the mask has many purposes. It depends on the intention of the person. Distorted self-energy, the fractured reflection. This energy warps perception, twisting your truth until even your own reflection feels unfamiliar. It whispers doubts, fuels illusions, and blurs reality with deception. Be mindful. Are you seeing yourself clearly or through a lens shaped by past wounds and external influences? So this is the energy of somebody who doesn't know themselves because their reflection is constantly shaped by the people external to them. This is the time to self-reflect, to self-discover, again, to choose what side you want to be on and who you are. You have to be able to stand 10 toes down for who you are, collective or cross watchers. You cannot continue to allow external factors, people around you who are also in survival mode, who are also willing to sacrifice you to tell you who you are and lead you down the wrong path. You have a choice to make. And a lot of people are at a crossroads right now because of the people in their circle closest to them. The best friend that's a betrayer. I've experienced this. that was in a competitive energy that was unbeknown to me. A lot of people are competing against you and you don't even realize it. Collective. The race without a finish line. Stepchild, resentful outsider. They enter into your life carrying the weight of another's love with wounds of a past you didn't create. Whether through rejection, constant conflict, or silent distance, they teach you that family cannot be forced and not every role comes with acceptance. So some of you guys have a stepchild. If you are a parent that has adopted a kid, some of you guys have siblings that are stepchildren that deal with this energy. Father, the absent king, goes along with the stepchild energy. Whether he ruled with an iron fist or disappeared like a ghost, his presence or lack thereof taught you what protection should have felt like. In seeking his approval, you learned to validate yourself. In-law, silent executioners, offering advice wrapped in condescendence and acceptance laced with judgment. They smile through clenched teeth. The lesson here is that family by marriage does not mean acceptance. Not all battles need to be fought with words. Some are fought through united endurance. Some of you guys have some monster in-laws, maybe. Lover, mirror, twin flame energy. They show you the deepest parts of yourself, the love you crave, and the wounds you hide. Their purpose is to awaken your heart in preparation for real love by enlightening you to what you will and will not settle for. This is a huge one for the collective. This is understanding the purpose of your twin flame, of your mirror energy. It is meant to teach you something. It's not about heartbreak, but it is about enlightening you in order to open up your heart and understand and to prepare you for what real love and enlightenment should feel like. Wow. This is a pretty deep message today for the collective, but I think a very enlightening one. Like I said, people have choices and decisions to make right now. The crossroads, I feel like, is a general energy of a lot of people. The poison apple. What temptation or unhealthy habit is drawing you in? What is the true cost of you choosing this constant poisoned apple? Some of you guys could have been poisoned in the past by somebody that you care about or somebody that you consider the best friend. I'm getting that as a side message. The endless path. Do you feel stuck in a cycle? What patterns are repeating and what needs to change for a new direction to emerge? Some of you guys are stuck in these endless loops, karmic cycles. And I feel like deep down, you know that it needs to change, but I feel like there is a fear behind change as well that you are facing. Understand that to break yourself out of the loop is just going to turn you into the warrior. Don't be afraid of getting out of a karmic cycle and choosing a path that is better for you. That is the purpose. Once you've learned the lessons, and in order to learn the lessons, it means you have to choose to get out of the loop. That's when you know that you've learned the lesson. Collective, cross watchers. Because I am here to help illuminate everyone. What is the most important wisdom of the Shadow Oracle this week? What is the most important wisdom of the Shadow Oracle for this week? Dissolution. Feel like I need another. Yes, greed. I felt like I needed one more. Yes, greed. Greed is what is driving a lot of people's shadow sides, a lot of people's choices. Disillusion. I allow all layers of falsehood and attachment to dissolve. I emerge into infinite possibility. If we allow a dissolution of old ideas, parts of ourselves, and layers of our being that aren't serving, if we allow our grip and attachment to loosen, we open ourselves to possibilities beyond what we can currently hold or know. Like salt dissolving in water, the salt does not die and the water does not die. They merge together to create something new that neither of them could be without the energy of dissolution. This state of alchemy, transformation, and shifting quite literally creates a new essence, a new possibility. We can be so scared to lose ourselves that we strengthen the grip and our attachment to what we desire something to be. In doing so, we hold onto outdated ideas and versions of ourselves that are keeping us from the fullest expression of our desires. We can allow an emergence into expanded potential by trusting that we can let go of any control we might be holding. We can allow a dissolving of what limits us and anything we have collected that does not actually serve us. Every ending is an opportunity for a new beginning. Become aware of any layers of limitation, attachment, outdated ideas, falsely created perceptions, or personas. Think about the possibility of experiencing a bigness, a newness, or a different way that amplifies ease, delight, and harmony. What is ready to dissolve that you have been holding on to, collective, cross watchers? How can you sink more deeply into trust of the unknown? What possibilities would you open to if nothing held you back? Greed. I witness the truth of greed. I explore my relationship with abundance, attachment, and lack. Greed is intermingled with lack, scarcity, competition, status, hierarchy, self centeredness, excess, and an attempt to meet emotional needs. Greed is seductive and alluring. Have more. Have an unending supply of all that brings fulfillment. Have security. Have all needs met. At what point is enough enough? At what cost is our excess harming others? Greed can transform one into an unrecognizable, monstrous being. We can be greedy with money, material items, power, time, control, and attention. It is wonderful to have enough so that there is security, enjoyment, abundance, wealth, time, freedom, and independence. The question of greed comes into play when our own supply or demand is at a harmful cost to others. Are we asking for more than someone can give? Do we have an insatiable appetite for that which doesn't truly fulfill? Addressing inner deficiencies with self love and awareness is a skillful response when enough never feels like enough. Consider the deeper understanding of greed as an energy of depletion that is seeking excess or feelings of lack that are unmet by the abundance present. Think about where you feel in excess or overly attached to possessions. Consider the internal and external cost of greed of yourself and others. Where do you feel a sense of scarcity and how do you respond to that? What is your relationship with giving, lack, excess, and balance? Do you consider the deeper cost of your own desires? Disillusion, merging your shadow side with your light side creates a balance. Getting rid of the energies that no longer serve you in order to find your balance. A choice needs to be made here. A choice needs to be made here. Do you choose love or the alternative? Greed. To figure out why you feel this insatiable need to have things, to hold on to power, other people's time, energy. My. Where are you lacking? That is the question, that you feel that you have to hold on to everything, even things that don't belong to you. Collective or cross watchers. This is the Path of the Shadows, part 3 for this week. Thank you for being here with me again, collective or cross watcher. I pray that the message is purposeful and useful for you in life and in this coming week. It's time to truly take a deep dive and figure out what side you choose. And since everybody has free will, it is up to you to decide. Are you going to continue to seek the bitter or finally start to look for the sweet? All right, collective, that is what I have for you. Hopefully you join me in Shadow Work Part 4 tomorrow. But if this is where I leave you this week, I hope you have a great rest of your week. And until next time, you guys. Bye.